Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. Everything seems to be working tonight. I'm actually shocked. I got it all up and going, and even the video, the entrance video, worked for a change on the very first click. I think what I finally figured out what I think I'm doing wrong. I'm so used to double clicking everything that video only takes one click, and I think that's what's causing the problem. I've got to learn to just one click it, just touch it once and it comes on. I think I'm double clicking and creating my own problem, so to speak. But anyway, glad to have everybody out there. Oh, Jerry Brown's out there. Haven't seen you for a while in the chat. Jerry, how are you doing? Michelle Marcoux's already out there. Leo Stager, Frenzy Wicked Truth, Dan Inge, Chris Nealand, Rick St. Louis, somebody from Odessa Woodworking. I don't know who that guy is.
I don't know either.
Jimbo's out there.
Those people are who?
Jimbo.
Oh yeah, James Parker. He's out there. Jerry Brown.
Jimbo.
Yeah, Aussie Man. Aussie Man's out there. Like
Midnight Scroller.
Shay's out there too. Yep.
Yeah, Brian Warner. Brian Warner is over there on Facebook. He's in the hospital with COVID. Oh man.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Thoughts and prayers for you, my friend. But yeah, Brian Warner says, "Hey guys, I'm in the hospital with COVID. I hope and pray you get better, my friend." We have family members. I didn't say this last week, and I'm not going to mention any names or anything, but I've got family members that have COVID and got very, very sick. To the point of pneumonia. So, but they're doing better. They're all doing a lot better. So, thoughts and prayers go out to you, Brian. Hope you get better. And then we're over on Twitch. Also, we're monitoring Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. I was just going to go and if anybody's wondering where Miss Brenda is tonight, she is not feeling good herself. She is sick tonight. So I think this is last week's video. Oh, nope. This is this week's video. It's working. So, but yeah, Brenda's not feeling good. She's sick herself. So we're out, Miss Brenda. We hope, Brenda, say a thought and prayer for you too. That I hope you get to feeling better yourself. I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with her, but she just said that she wouldn't be on tonight. She wasn't feeling good. So he said his wife, Miss Kathy, tested negative. So that's good. Tonight's show is going to be on software. The reason I chose that is because I get asked all the time about software, the software I use. And I just figured I'd open it up to the panel. They could talk about some of the software they use. And so that's just going to be about software, not any specific type. I mean, we're going to talk about photographs such as, well, you can use Corel on photographs too. And but Photoshop or GIMP. And we'll talk about that. First off, before we go any further, let me talk about my wonderful sponsors on the Art of Devotable Technologies for web design, development, and hosting. Visit devotable.com. FastCap, innovative products for professional woodworkers. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard fine woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Kingswore, the sanding specialist, woodworkingshop.com, and Seiko, the tool saw specialist, Seiko.com. And if you get a chance, and don't forget to subscribe while you're here. I would appreciate you subscribing to my channel. I always love my subscribers. And if you'll hit that little black bell, oops, the other way around. If you'll hit that little black bell up there in the corner, that will let you know if I post a new video or if we go live. And don't forget to give me some thumbs up. I always love thumbs up. So give me thumbs up. Lots and lots of thumbs up. So
Sounds like a song. Give me thumbs up. Lots of
thumbs up all around me and everywhere. I like him flying all around my head, but please don't get in my beard and hair. Okay, so start with Dixon. Tell us where we can find you.
Oh, hi, I'm Dixon Hoffman. You can find me at Hoffman Signs and Decals, and I've been printing some iPad stands and iPhone stands.
Cool. We got noise in the background from somebody.
Somebody's 3D printer.
Yeah.
Al.
Mine's off. I finished my 3D printing for the evening.
Okay.
Mine is done.
Chris, tell us where we can find you.
Again, Chris Ifneel, Cranky Workshop. You find me on YouTube and Facebook. I'm too lazy to monitor the other platforms, so you won't find me there. But just a reminder, it's only 68 days to St. Patrick's Day, and I do take a size 4-pack in Guinness. Keep that in mind.
There you go.
Okay, that's what he wants for his St. Patty's Day.
Only 68 shopping days left.
Yep, 68 shopping days left. Okay, Donald.
Oh, hey, I'm Donald Matthews. My YouTube channel is Donald Vlogifies Woodshop. You'll find my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook there. Up there in the little top thing up there. Also got a website named redneckknowhow.com. Forgot my own website. Okay.
Great. Paul.
Yes, that's my 3D printer making noise in the background. Paul Cordles from Paul's Monthly Workshop. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram. You can find me here. You can find me watching Al's stream on Sundays. I had to get your thing in for you, Al. Talk to you later. That's all I got. Bye.
Jim.
Jim from Driveway Workshop. Just got this. This was supposed to be a Christmas present, but I just got it in the mail and put it together. And it's an Ortour engraving laser. And so the first thing I got to print on it just to test it, and it works great.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
He showed that earlier, and I was dying laughing.
Oh, that was on the wood. This was on paper.
Oh, that was on
So
paper.
look, yeah, I was testing how intense the laser should be versus speed.
Right.
So yeah. So I'm a happy camper. Next.
And Al Forte.
Yeah, I guess.
Is Al's stream yellow? No, his stream is not yellow. I don't see yellow anywhere.
Really? What?
Don't
Chris
panic,
Nealon
Al.
asked if your stream was yellow. I don't see.
I don't.
I don't see yellow.
I do not know.
Anyway, tell us where we can find you.
If it's not yellow,
You can
there's
find
no
me
doctor.
all over the place as Kilroy79763. I stream 2 p.m. Sunday on Twitch. Have a Facebook and a YouTube page, Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop. Anyway, I'm here.
I try to get over there and watch you every chance I get over there on Twitch.
Much appreciate. I've been thinking about taking the Twitch broadcasts, condensing them, chopping them up, and making them like condensed for YouTube and uploading them to YouTube. I just haven't done it. But if there's any interest,
it's also time consuming.
Yeah, I get a lot of people that say, well, because you're over on Twitch, I don't go over and watch, and I have streamed on YouTube too, but you can't stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, according to the terms of service of Twitch. So I don't. I just leave it alone. But the point I'm trying to make is,
don't let them bullcrap. You get Restream.
Well, that's what the Restream people themselves said. That if I'm an
How
affiliate,
then you explain to me how I'm doing YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch all at the same time?
because you're not an affiliate on Twitch. That's why.
Right.
It's
Right.
What do you mean I'm not an affiliate? I
You're
am an
you're right.
affiliate.
If you become a Twitch member,
Yeah.
they don't like that. They want to stay away from YouTube.
Yeah, they want exclusive content when you're
Yes.
streaming. They want exclusive content.
They want loyalty.
Yeah.
Al's a full blown Twitcher, and they're not going to allow him to do the YouTube thing at the same time.
Well,
Right.
that's his own that's his own fault.
But what I was thinking about doing, like I said, is you can put them up 24 hours later, is condensing them down and having condensed Twitch streams, over there. But anyway, I'm done.
I mean, that's not a bad idea if you wanted to condense some of them, especially some of your ones that are like of you building the enterprise and stuff like that. That would be pretty interesting, I think, if you condense some of them and put them over there.
There's going to be so many of those, though. But yeah, and that's specifically what I was thinking about. Just going back.
I think that would go over very, very well.
Yeah.
I thought it was Twitch. Jerry Brown says, I thought Twitch was 99% gamers. It started out that way, but they have actually welcomed other makers and stuff into there. They actually created
girls.
Yeah, they actually created our own category for us. Mine is called Talk Shows and Podcasts.
Yeah.
So
you can watch anything and everything over on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's
the category. When I first joined, that it was a different category, and I don't remember what it was.
It was creative. It was creative. I think, what you remember. Yeah.
Yeah, creative.
Because I switch back and forth between creative and science and technology, and then sometimes ARC survival, and then sometimes something else, whatever.
Yeah. Well, anyway, creative. Yes, you're right. Creative was the new one, and then they suggested talk shows and podcasts, and I said, "Hey, that's exactly what I do. I'm a talk show and a podcast." So good. Going back, figured out the taste issue with COVID. The hospital food sucks. Dude, you didn't have to get COVID to know that. All hospital food sucks. So,
and special hellos out to John. What if I could? Just thought I'd say hello.
Is he out there?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Two Wood Arts out there. I didn't see him. Brian Warner's out there. Yes, and Frenzy Wicked Truth let me know that Spiro is on he's been set free. He's on his flight homeward. He's on his way.
She's done a great job on that.
Yes, she did.
Really
she made me. I will show him off as soon as he gets here. It should be sometime this week, I would imagine. But she's already sent him. He's on his way.
Hey, is that Spiral? No, that's not Spiral back there. It's close.
Yeah. But yeah, she did a real good job on him, and I want to show him off before I show any pictures of him.
Yeah.
But,
for those that don't know who Spyro is this little character right here. And
that's him.
She knitted or crocheted.
Knitted.
Crocheted.
Yeah.
He's gonna
knitted.
He's gonna love it. He's gonna love it. It's really cool.
Yeah. Brian said the food has no seasoning and it's all chopped and dried out. Well, yep. You should expect that. They have to give you bland stuff for those people that can't tolerate the unbland stuff, so they don't separate it. You get it all. He says he hadn't eaten in 4 days. I'd be dead if I couldn't eat. Yeah. I think I got enough belly, though, that I could probably hibernate the whole winter.
I thought you were lying. I just wasn't sure.
No, I think I've got enough. I could hibernate the whole winter without any problem whatsoever. That's what Bear did.
If I even think they're going to stick me in the hospital for any amount of time, first thing that goes in my overnight bag is some salt and pepper.
Yeah, I see John C out there. He says all post on Insta and Twitter and Reddit. Yes,
Yep.
I see him out there. Yes. Okay, so
BT software.
Jerry, that's another thing. Jerry Brown had COVID. He said he lost 15 pounds during his COVID stint, and he was really, really sick there for a while too. I saw him posting. I wished him well. I'm glad you're feeling better, Jerry. Carl Gentry is out there. He's just now popped on. Okay, I want to go over a few things first, and then we'll let everybody else talk about their software. My main go-to software that I like is CorelDRAW. I do all my pattern designing for scroll saw projects and also for laser. One thing great about scroll saw projects is they can be converted very easy to laser projects. So I have a wealth of old scroll saw projects that I can convert really easy and burn them on the laser. So that's really nice. And Lightburn is the software that runs the actual laser itself, whether it be Laser Gerbil or the Rudy controller. Lightburn will actually send the information to the laser and cause it to cut. And I could probably do everything that I need to do in Lightburn for the laser, but I'm so used to doing it with CorelDRAW that I don't want to take the time to even worry about learning Lightburn. I own CorelDRAW. I use it for photo stuff. I use it for all kind of different things. So it's my go-to software, that and Adobe Photoshop. So between those two, it's just easier for me to do. Why waste an extra 10 or 15 minutes looking for a tool that I need in Lightburn when I know where it's at in Corel? I would have the project done, completed, and on the laser by the time I try to do it in Lightburn. But Lightburn, let me tell you, is a very sophisticated, very wonderful program for the lasers. So just wanted to point that out. But CorelDRAW is mine. Now, the equal to that, and I will tell you this, a long time ago when I first started, Steve Good actually got me turned on to Corel, is Inkscape. Inkscape is a very, very powerful, great free program on the internet. And just type in Inkscape into your Google search engine or whatever you use, and you can download Inkscape for free and you can use it. It will do probably 70 or 80% of what the Corel will do, because Corel just has a lot more they are
features. A lot more features.
Anyway, it will do a lot of good things. And that's how I started out was Inkscape. That's how I learned. And you can step from Inkscape into CorelDRAW without any problem. So I highly recommend that if you want to learn how to do laser patterns, and it will export. Lightburn needs an SVG file. That's just the file name. It's a vector graphic type file. So you can export out of Inkscape in an SVG format and import it right into Lightburn, and your laser will burn it without any problem. The next one compared to I like for photographs is Adobe Photoshop. I really like Adobe Photoshop. It's been a trial for me to learn it because it is so, I'm not going to say complicated. It just says so many features and facets to it that it's just unbelievable. I still watch videos today on using Adobe Photoshop, trying to learn more and more about it because it's so powerful. But I love Adobe Photoshop also. And for my videos, I used to use Corel Video Studio Pro. And I still recommend, if you're getting started out in YouTube and you want an inexpensive program that will do anything you need it to do, you can find it anywhere around $50 most of the time. And it's how I started with Corel Video Studio Pro. I would say the first year or two, probably the first 2 years, I used Corel Video Studio Pro, and it still sells. It's still great. Adobe Photoshop, once I learned it, is just so much more powerful than Corel Video Studio Pro. So And the answer to Adobe Photoshop is GIMP. Okay. GIMP is another free software that is out there on the market. You can download GIMP, and that is very, very, very powerful. It'll do probably 80% of what Photoshop will do for all your photographs and stuff like that. So Inkscape and GIMP, free programs that if you want to get photos and learn vector graphics, those are your two free programs, and then you can step up to some of the others.
I put both those URLs out there for both GIMP and Inkscape. So
Inkscape.
They're both
Thank
there.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Al. He's my go-to man for that kind of stuff. So thank you very much. Yes, those he put the links out there. You can download those right now, put them on your computer, and start using them. And I highly recommend them. They will get you started. And like I said, the first 2 or 3 years of my pattern making for scroll saw stuff was done on Inkscape. I met Steve Good and became friends with him, and he started telling me about Corel Draw and how much better it was. And it's not that it's so much better; it has shortcuts and stuff that actually make the process so much easier. Okay, so what do y'all keep laughing about? You're distracting me.
Al, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Me?
Yeah,
Me?
it's him. It's actually he's over there.
Oh, by the way, did I ever say KF5 RFG? If you're ever on the airwaves.
So anyway, but that's some of the programs that I mainly use for the lasers themselves. I use Lightburn. It's a very powerful program. I love it. It's really inexpensive. For $120, you can get the Gerbil and the Rudy controller software that you can use. I have both the Ortour and a CO2, the OM Tech, so I can run both of those lasers off of with Lightburn. For CNC, I have Aspire, and that's a very, very powerful program, but it's also a very expensive program. I think Aspire is what?
About $1,200.
I was going to say $1,200-$1,300
Yeah.
for Aspire. Yeah, it's a very, very expensive software, but it's worth its weight in gold if you really want to do some really, really cool CNC stuff. It is for especially 3-dimensional stuff on a CNC. It is just, it's awesome. It's fantastic. So, but that's a little out of price range. They also have some cheaper one, VCarve Pro, that you can use that will do some stuff like that also. I don't know what other software out there. I'll let Dixon or one of them talk about some software that might be free that will run the laser. But what was I reading?
Russ Meadows is $2,000 for Aspire.
Yeah.
Is it 2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting up
Wow.
there. I know
Yeah.
they increased.
I thought
said,
Yeah, but
upgrade
if
price.
you already have one of the others, you just pay the difference.
Yeah, the $1,300
Yeah,
for the upgrade.
I've had it for years. So I only think I paid totally for 13, maybe. I don't remember.
It's a little steep for a hobby.
Yes.
Well, most
why they
people
have
that
free
get
stuff
into
out there.
CNC don't get into it for a hobby. They get it to make money.
Right.
Yeah, but how many copies of the same sign or the same whatever you got to sell to get that $2,000 back?
Oh, you got to sell a bunch.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah, that's for a business making money.
Yeah.
I would have never bought VCarve Pro because that's enough.
Maybe you just
$700.
bought a bootleg copy, Russ.
No, I don't have a bootleg copy. No, I get their updates straight from Aspire on into my email. I assure you it's not bootlegged. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that when I first started using it, that
Don't say it. Don't say it. That's such a
I said I
limitation.
actually did some try to work on some of the software to see if I liked it or not.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
But you can just sit right there. It says right here, I'm on their website. Hold on, let me show you.
Yeah, that's right.
Share screen.
Vectric.
Share this screen. Share.
Does it have your license number on there?
There you
Russ
go.
is like that,
What does
makes
it
me
say?
happy in the
What does it
cheap
say
tester.
right here? Download free trial.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
so why don't you use Aspire? But I'm looking to see.
Yep.
1,900. They went up since I
Yep.
bought mine.
Yep.
$1,995.
I'll stick with
Wow.
the number 2.
Yeah, they have went up. I only paid like $1,300 for mine, but now that you've got to realize that's been 5 or 6 years ago.
Well, it's only
That's expensive.
$1,300 if you upgrade from VCarve Pro too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
You got to remember when you
Aspire.
bought yours, that's back when they had wooden wire, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wooden wire. And I got that link also for Aspire out there too. So anybody interested in
Yeah.
downloading it free and trying it out can do that without having to Google it. See, I just Googled it for you. That's
See,
that's
but
all you have to
Russ
do.
Meadows says I don't have a bootleg copy either, so no, we don't have a bootleg copy.
Well, Russ Meadow is different. You know how wealthy those retired postmen are.
Yes.
Love you, Russ.
all them government guys.
I like Jerry Brown's comment back there, and what it says: the one thing about all software, free equals harder learning curve. Pay for less learning curve, and he's right. They don't put all the bells and whistles into Inkscape and to GIMP
Right.
that they do for the paid version of those softwares. So, but they're still good software. I mean, don't get me wrong. I used Inkscape for years and I loved it, and GIMP too, and it was great. But
That is the go-to entry-level software as far as that goes. I mean, that's yeah.
but yeah, Aspire, yes, you have to really. When I started out into the CNC stuff, though, I really wanted to get into the CNC world, and I plan on getting back into it. It was just disappointing. It got disappointing for me, and I got very frustrated because of the machine and the problems with the machine. Constantly having to fight with it to keep it working, keep it lined up, and keep in things. I just got so frustrated with it that I just said, "That's it. I'm not going to do it anymore." And that's the reason I turned to the laser and bought a laser. And I've had fantastic luck with the lasers, and I love the lasers. But I'm ready now to get back into CNC. I've got the juices flowing, so to speak, for the CNC world again, and I'm going to go with the digital wood carver. That is going to be the brand that I am going to go with. So I'm not going to get a big one. I want the smallest one they have. I think it's the 18 by 20. It'll do 18 by 24. That's not the size. The size of the machine is 30 by 30. It's footprint, but it will cut signs 18 by 24 by 4 inches thick. So that's the one I'm going with. And it's really a good price. Since I already have a Spire and don't need a Spire, I get it for a little over $2,000. So for the machine, so it's really
How many watts is the machine?
Huh?
How many watts is the machine? Oh, I'm sorry, that's a different machine.
It's laser. Yeah, it's got a 1.5 horsepower router.
Yeah, yeah, it's like
yeah, it's got but yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm going to end up going with is with the a digital wood carver. I've done a lot of research. I've looked at a lot of the others. The CNC Shark is just outrageous. Their prices. I mean, they are just. I've looked at them and they're like, for the same machine that Aspire, the digital wood carver, you're looking at damn near $1,000 more for a CNC Shark. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, there ain't no way. So yeah, it's like I'm not going to do that. All right, so that's enough of me. And since we went down the line the same way, we'll go down the line with the software. Dixon, what software you like? What do you use?
35 years ago, I bought a vinyl cutter, so I got a $2,000 software with it that was called LXI Vinyl Express, and you can draw up all your 2D images and everything, and it automatically turns it into a vector. So then I use that because I learned that over all the years, and you can send them vectors to a CNC or a laser. So that's what I use, but that comes with a dongle. And most people, that dongle already, I have that plugged in the back of my computer. When that dies, I'm out of that software. I'd have to buy it online over again for like $1,000. So my backup is VCarve Pro. So I've been learning that the last year. And then my lasering, I use laser Gerbil. It's just one below the light burn.
Right.
And
That's what I
use
started
for
out
this.
with.
Yeah, laser Gerbil is a guy over, I think in Spain that invented it. It works real well. And what's really neat is you can bring in any JPEG image and it'll automatically convert it and get it ready to laser engrave.
Yeah.
So that's
it does have a little bit
that.
advantage on that, but because you have to use pre-software for Lightburn to get that to do that. But when I first bought my laser, I used Laser Gerbil because it came free with the Overture Laser Master, and that's the reason I started working. And I liked it. I just whenever I downloaded the free trial of Lightburn, I was just like, "Oh wow, this is like really cool." So.
Yep, and then as far as the 3D printing, I use Idea Maker, Tinkercad, and 123 Design I used, and that was totally free. And that came out before they came out with Fusion 360. That's what they had before Fusion 360 came out with. It was 123D Design, and I kept a master copy because I knew they were going to come out with Fusion, so I use that if I something real sophisticated as far as CAD drawing. But the VCarve Pro too, that's another. I have a file in there where I make it where it does the laser engraving. I produced a file and put it in there for laser engraving, so I can do my drawings on VCarve Pro, and I can send them right to the laser that way too. As far as vectors,
Jerry Brown said digital wood carver is a good one. He loved it. He worked awesome. He helped rehome it for a friend. For a fellow helping a friend woodworker out. Chris Nealon says, I'm building an event for my lasers tomorrow. Jerry Brown also said he spent $2,000 on parts to build an imitation Advid so far. Yeah.
if you have $2,000 right now and you're looking at a CNC, one thing to look at that is really durable is the Onefinity. And Paul would probably talk about that.
Yeah. They're good, but I'm sorry, but I think the digital wood carver beats it hands down, to be honest with you. I think the Onefinity is a bigger bed than the digital wood carver, doesn't it, Paul?
I mean, you can get anywhere. The small one is 18 by 32. You can get a 32 by 32, and you can get a 48 by 32.
Right. So where mine's 18 by 24, yours is 18 by 32. So that gives you
mine's 32 by 32.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They're small, and it gives you another 6 or 8 inches. What's the depth?
On the Onefinity, you have everything is metal to metal. You have no belts. Nothing.
You can stand on that Z-axis and it will not flex.
Yeah. I don't think the digital wood carver has belts. It's using lead screws and stuff like that.
It used to have belts on it.
It did? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to look. So is that all the software you want to talk about, Dixon?
Yes. If anybody wants anything free, a really good CAD program for CAD CAM, easy, what the heck is it? Easy Cut or Easy Design? Cheekers, I can't think of it anymore.
Tinkercad?
Well, EasyCAD.
EasyCAD. Oh,
EasyCAD is totally free, and it'll do the same thing that VCarve and them will do. It's just you got to learn it. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's best for everybody to stick with what you've been using for years, because who wants to learn a new software all over again?
Right.
Yeah, on I like Tinkercad. You turned
Oh
me
yeah,
on to
that's
that.
awesome for 3D.
Yeah,
And you
for
can take
3D
any
stuff.
PDF, you can take any JPEG image and bring it into Tinkercad and extrude it, and then 3D print it. You can make an STL file and 3D print it. That's what's
Right.
really neat. People don't realize you can bring in a JPEG, extrude it, and then 3D print it.
Right. Yep, that's pretty cool. Chris, I think you don't do any designing on computer, do you?
No. See, I'm a craftsman, so we.
Craftsman.
Sorry, I had
Just
to take
use
a
a-
shot.
The brush.
That's
good, Chris.
Take the shot. Take the shot.
Yeah. You
But,
just had to
I
just
still live
you
by
had
my
to just
legacy
throw that
pencil.
out there, didn't you?
Chris is into those letter quality printers that he's got there in his hand.
Pencil, yes. And see, I bring demos. See, I
Yeah.
made that already. It's already been on my front lawn for Christmas. So
Cool. Now, but in video, your video software, because you
Yes.
produce YouTube videos, what do you use for
that's
your
where I was
video?
going. I say, but what I do use for software is the Premiere Pro
Right.
with the Creative Cloud.
Right.
What I like about it is that there's so many items in there, so many tools.
Yeah.
But every time I do a video, I will pick another one and just try this one out and see what
Right.
it does. And
Right.
I'm not even halfway through the video transitions yet, and I've done at least a dozen videos with it. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun. My wife got it to me for Christmas a couple years back, and I'm pretty sure she paid a good chunk of change for it. But it's
Yeah.
been definitely worth it. I have a good time using it, and it's pretty
You
simple, really.
Yeah, you can use. Premiere Pro is actually used by professional videographers to create
Yep.
commercials and stuff.
And there's a
So
ton of tutorial videos on YouTube.
yes,
So, I mean, I've been balled up once or twice with the text. I don't know why I can't remember how to do the damn text. But
You
I've saved about a half dozen videos that I always watch. So,
yeah, you can just type in Premiere Pro and like type in how do you change
Right,
or how to mask in Premiere Pro, and boom,
right.
a ton of videos will show up.
What I'm trying to do next for the next video, I want to kind of do it looks like a black and white noir movie. I'm trying to make it in black and white.
Yeah.
So I'll see if I can figure that out. It's coming. I haven't really started shooting yet, but I want to know how to do it before I start shooting video. So
A2 Wood Art said, I thought everybody was using Fusion 360. The problem with Fusion 360 is
I
the
do.
learning curve. If you have never made anything like in a three-dimensional world, so to speak, it's Fusion 60. I mean, and I've done a lot of stuff in Corel Draw and all that kind of stuff. When I tried using free, it just was way over my head. Way over my head.
The key is to think in two-dimensional planes when you use it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's it, because everything is a plane, no matter where it's at, no matter what angle.
Right.
Um,
But you see now, I've been using Tinkercad, and I'm starting to, because that's real easy to use, and now I'm starting to understand with Tinkercad those three-dimensional planes. So I might be able to later on down the road move over and be able to use Fusion 360 by, developing some of my skills in Tinkercad.
and it's even more than three-dimensional planes, because you got your X, Y, and your Z, but you also have faces that are in different
Yes.
angles and orientations that become planes in themselves. And,
Right.
And then you sketch on those, and then, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's people that make parts for machines, and
Yes. It's a professional 6-axis. There's people making 6-axis parts with Fusion, and then you can take it and convert it and actually do it on a laser or a lathe. I mean, it just goes on and on with Fusion.
Yeah.
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 If you
So
make
it-
100 or 200,000 with Fusion, they're going to charge you 20, 30 grand a year because you're making 200,000 with their software. That's how they work.
But at that
Right.
point, you don't care.
Yeah.
You're making
Exactly.
money.
Yeah, it's like SolidWorks. Yep.
Now, Fusion 360, you can get it for free as a creator.
Yeah.
They still allow you to do
Yes.
that?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. I've got a link for it. I'm probably going to talk. Well, I guess I can put it out now. That's what I was going to talk about.
They
Yeah.
took a lot of
If you're a
bells and
creator-
whistles off of it, and they still let you download it as a hobbyist, but they removed a bunch of bells and whistles. You could actually make three-dimensional parts, gears, and machines on Fusion, and you can actually watch it run. Watch the parts run on Fusion. It's just so powerful.
Yeah. Brian Warner signing out. I hope you get to feeling better, buddy. We'll say prayer for you. Dan Inge, I'm not sure which Jim he was talking to, but he said, Jim, I still have a single-sided copy of Lotus 123.
Lotus 123.
That is Lotus is old. Holy cow.
Is that on a 5-inch floppy disk?
That's what it sounds like if it's single-sided.
Probably 7.5.
Yeah. Is it 7.5?
Yeah, Lynn's handcrafted work wood shop just pointed out that Chris fired a shot across my bow when he said, I'm a craftsman.
Oh.
Yes. Let me tell you.
Listen, I joke about it. It's just another tool in the toolbox.
But I was sawing with a handsaw and putting trusses up with raising them up on buildings and stuff while you were still in diapers, Mr. Hearn.
Oh yeah.
That's like saying I couldn't touch the scroll saw until I learned how to use a coping saw.
Yeah, whenever we did trim work when I was building houses, when we put up the cove molding, when we put up all the baseboards up, it was coked. It was not 45 and jammed in the corners.
I know how to do that.
I used to rip my wood with a fro.
Oh, that sounds painful.
But I learned to use it. And we didn't have any, we didn't have any of those powered chop. We had a hand miter box, buddy, for cutting 45s.
Wait, was there any software with that handsaw?
No. But now I do have to admit, my dad spent the extra couple of bucks and got a real nice one. It had the top of the blade had that channel that's fit in there to guide it.
Yep.
And so it was a really nice. It was
It
really did really good cuts on 45s and stuff like that. So
no, but like I said, I joke. All the software and computer stuff is just another tool in the box. I just don't want to spend my retired time on a keyboard because I did 32 years working on a keyboard. So
Yeah.
when I'm in the shop, I don't want to be doing that stuff. So.
all right, Donald, do you use any software?
Just for video editing, I use Blender 3D.
3D?
I've never used
right?
Photoshop. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they've got add-ons which I haven't ever used for it, but basically everything's right there. I can.
Yeah.
You got to learn. You got to learn your keyframes and a couple of things, but all in all, it's not that hard.
Right.
Yeah. Blender is a very powerful because you can do 3D dimensional cartoons in Blender.
Right. I mean, I do a lot of that on a lot of my intros where I'm coming in, and that's why I like it. I mean, I was basically, when I was looking for it, I was looking for something that I could do green screen with, and I come across it, and now that I've got it, I use it with the 3D part. I don't even use the green screen anymore.
Right. No, I played around with Blender for a little while, and just to see what it was like. Or my first editing software for videos, like I told you, was Corel Video Studio Pro, and so. But somebody told me about Blender that you could create 3-dimensional stuff and use them in your videos for, and so I started playing around with Blender for a little bit. Let me tell you, that's the video editing is pretty, straightforward, but the 3-dimensional stuff is way up there, buddy.
And
Very complicated.
if you want to take the time to learn it, it does the tracking. So You can stand there with a dowel and put little dots on it and make a lightsaber
Yes.
if you want to. It's more time than I want to put into
Yeah.
it.
And you know what's funny about that is it's free. It's free
Yeah.
software.
When
And
was
then-
the first? When was the first Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? That was way in the 70s, wasn't it? The Terminator or something.
Conan.
Yeah.
That liquid metal was done. The special effects in Hollywood is all done with Blender. That was done with Blender. Special
Wow.
effects. It's very powerful, but it's very complicated.
Lynn's
Yeah,
handcrafted wood shops or wood signs. I'm gonna just block him from saying anything more. He said back in the 1800s, Russ.
but like
I'm not quite that old.
you can take like I use paint.net for a lot of my text and stuff that fly across the screen or whatever. And all you've got to do is save that as a PNG with no background behind it and load it on top of that and move it from X axis to Y axis and it'll float across
Oh,
the
that's
screen
all.
like that.
Yeah.
And you're just using keyframes.
Yes.
There's a little bit of a learning curve. I mean, it don't do everything for you. You actually got to put the work into it. But
No, but the best thing for you, and I understand it's free. Yeah.
and then like
I
said,
kind of imagine one of these days Donald's picture is going to be up in a post office on an FBI watch list because he's been deep faking these politicians saying they're going to nuke another country or something. That's that's just
either that or he's been using Blender to create fake dollar bills.
yeah.
oh no, them deep fakes I've been posting. That's the app on my phone. That's something completely different. But I could, if I wanted to, I could. Again, that's something that if you want to put the time into it, I ain't got that kind of time to sit at a keyboard.
You heard it here first, folks.
Mr. Paul, what software do you use?
I use H&R Block tax software. And I use it because it's easy. I use CorelDRAW, and you're the one that put me on to CorelDRAW, and I like it, but I'm still learning it. And I find that if I try and learn too many softwares at one time, I get confused on how to do. I got to concentrate on one at a time.
Right.
But I do like CorelDRAW. It's really good. I use VCarve Pro because when I got my CNC, I could get it at a discount, so I bought it. And at times I think, if I had Aspire, I could do this. But the only thing that I could do in Aspire that I can't do in VCarve Pro is design a 3D project.
Right.
I can print it using using VCarve Pro. I just can't design it.
Right.
But I'm not smart enough to do that anyway, so I just use VCarve Pro and I like it.
Yeah.
I use Tinkercad. I really like that. And the way I got started on that is my daughter-in-law is a third grade school teacher, and that's what she has her students using. And I figure if they can do it, I can do it. And so it's easy, and I really, really like it. I'm not smart enough for Fusion 360. Al knows this because we've talked a lot about using Fusion 360.
Paul has helped me with Fusion 360. What nonsense is this?
I gave up on Fusion 360, and
Paul,
I used
Paul, this
Paul,
is
die trying, Paul.
yeah, die trying. Right.
Die trying.
That's right. That's all. Tinkercad.
Yes, this was done in Tinkercad.
Yep, it's a great program. It doesn't have much of a learning curve.
So many people say it's a toy, and I'll tell you what, it's very powerful for a toy.
It is. And I use Sony Movie Studio Platinum. And I use that because I got a good deal on it, and it does everything I want to do. So that's what I use.
Cool.
And that's all my softwares.
Let's talk a little bit more about your your CNC machine. What's the name of it?
Onefinity.
A Onefinity. Now you had to put it together, right?
No.
It
Well,
came together.
yes and no. It comes in like 4 pieces.
Okay.
And it's got 2 side rail, the Y-axis, the Z-axis, and then the Y-axis and the X-axis and the Z-axis. And then I put a water-cooled spindle on it instead of a router, mainly because of the noise. Because my workshop's in the basement and I didn't want to make a lot of noise. So
Yeah,
that spindle's really quiet.
yeah. Compared to a router, heck yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
That damn,
And
Or a
that damn
3D
router, I
printer.
think, makes as much noise as a jet engine taking off.
yeah, yeah. And I'm satisfied with the CNC. It's it just amazes me what those things will do.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I like
amazes me
another
what.
thing I like about the digital wood carver. I'll go back, especially the small one. Now the bigger ones are not that way, but the small one comes completely assembled. All you do is take it out of the box and plug it in.
Oh, this is too big to come fully assembled. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's a big, and
Yeah.
it I mean it's a nice machine.
Yeah.
When I got mine, they had just started manufacturing them, and I think it was about a 3 or 4 month wait when I ordered mine, but that's what it was at the time. So
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Are you taking care of that, Al?
It's hidden, and I'm trying to get him off totally.
I might have done that. I reported them.
Yeah, that too.
there's another one.
Yeah, and I'm not certain.
You're not certain?
Put in timeout, hide from this channel. I did that, but it's not hiding it.
There it did.
Oh, it started deleting Len's messages. Maybe it was Len.
No.
No, I did that other one. I think it says Al did Len. Sorry, Len. Al doesn't like you.
It must have moved or something.
Yeah.
And I
Len, you'll have to put your
you did-
messages back
you
in.
did hide
especially if they were
Len.
funny. Yeah, Len, if those messages were funny, please put them back in the thing.
All
Or
I
if you
got
were
is
busting
go to
somebody's
channel,
shop.
report, remove, put user in timeout, and hide user from this channel. That's the only control I have.
If you hide, it should delete them then, right?
You can
Yeah, but I'm
remove.
trying to unhide Len.
Oh, it says
Oh, no,
you
it was
undid them.
unhidden. It was unhidden. Len's
It's unhidden.
crap was unhidden by Kilroy's.
Yeah,
Okay.
Len's
Yeah.
good now.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah, and I got rid of the other guy too.
Yeah.
Although it still shows there, but
Stupid knuckle
Now, let's-
draggers.
It's interesting how those people
I think
can
you
find
can
that
see it.
chat.
I mean, I can see it because of the fact that
yeah, but notice that it's like message deleted by.
Yeah.
and it has me after it.
well, yeah, it's Leonard's back. Is
Is
he
he back?
didn't mean to do that, Leonard.
Yeah, Sorry about that, Len.
We were
See,
trying to
it
get.
moved, it scrolled, and I think it picked you when.
Yeah, I
when-
understand what
when
you're
I was
saying.
doing it.
About the time you went to click on it, somebody posted another message
Right.
and it moved.
Leonard says, "No problem. He'll switch accounts."
Kind of like that guy is going to do and come
You're
back and put
welcome.
more stuff
My
in.
apologies.
Hey, Len, when you go to switch accounts, just have Al help you. He knows how to do that.
Yeah, I'm just banned all the accounts. What the hell?
I got to look in there for a minute. I thought that's what you did.
Yeah.
But really, as far as CNC goes, I think about any CNC today is a good CNC because they've all had a lot of experience for the home use. So
All of them.
yeah, yeah.
Even ones with belts.
That's right. That's right. Have you ever had much trouble with belts on yours, Al?
I only had one broken belt one time, and I think it's because it sat in the garage or in the shop all winter. But that was it. And it was just broken belt. I just replaced it and away we go. I don't know what happened. I think I actually ran it and hit something, and then it broke.
Really?
My daddy broke a belt on me once.
But yeah.
The main reason I bought the one I have is there's more depth of cut on it.
Yeah.
I think I've got like 5 inches depth of cut.
Right.
That's
I
the
don't
main
have
reason.
that.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
And I didn't know if I'd ever need it or not. I didn't have to put it all together. And
that's one of the reasons I'm going with digital wood carver is because the one that even though mine, the machine I had would do 24 by 32, I think it was. I never used. Most of my signs were like 16 or 18 by 12, or you know what I'm saying? I never made anything that big. Therefore, that's the reason I'm going with the 18 by 24 that's the digital wood carver, because that's perfect for me. If anybody wants anything any bigger than that, I'll tell them, hey, go somewhere else. I can't do it.
The biggest thing I've ever made, I made a sign that was 18 by 24, but most of the stuff I make is 12 by 12 or less.
Yeah. So, all right, let's we're running down to the nitty gritty. Jim, what kind of what software you want to talk about?
Okay, it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing audio stuff, it's Audacity. That's a freebie.
Yeah, that's a nice
videos.
I'm glad you brought that up. That is a powerful audio.
Yes,
program.
it is. Yep. And for videos, if it's something really stupid and small, I got to get out or do quick. I know it's not like I'm the guy that makes all the videos all the time, but I'll use Movie Maker or Hit Film Express. You can get that for free. And then if you want to add different things to it, you can buy them. They're like $10 a module or $15 a module. And then to do SVGs with, I'll use Inkscape. And the CNC uses Carbide Create, and that comes with the Shapeoko. And that's actually, since they started, has gotten a lot better. I mean, you can import an image like a JPEG or something in it, and then draw around it and do a lot of stuff that you can do in Aspire and that kind of stuff. But it's not as feature rich as Aspire, but you can do 99% of what you want to do with it, and it's free. Lightburn for the lasers, and Tinkercad I'm a big fan of. And I use Fusion 360 a little bit, but not a lot. SketchUp I like a lot to do when a spring pops up and it's time to start making stuff outside. I'll use SketchUp, and the 3D printers I'll run on Cura. So that's my software list.
Cool. I put Audacity out there for y'all guys. That is an audio software. Before, I can't remember off the top of my head what Adobe. I have the Adobe package, so therefore it has Adobe Audition. That's what it is. Audition is what I use now. But years ago, before I used Audition, I used Audacity. It's a free software. It's fantastic, wonderful. What I did was I used to buy the CDs that you would see in the store that had like 150 Halloween noises and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I used to buy those and put them on my computer, and then I would make my own Halloween MP3s. In other words,
easy to do with Audacity.
Yep. And I put it in a loop form, so once I turned it on, it would just come. I used to burn them to CDs. And I just put the CD in and let it loop, and it just play that over and over and over, like the witches screaming, the howling wind, all that. And you can mix some music up in Audacity too.
Yeah, I made some videos for my driveway workshop website that just have like loops of audio on them, and I listen to that when I go to sleep. But one of them's like 10 hours or 8 hours. And then I've got a CTA train ride that's on there that's probably 3 or 4 hours long. And it's a good way to get watch time on your channel.
I like
Is
to
that
use it. I like to use it to
SketchUp
get rid of
still
some
free?
background noise.
Is
What,
Jim, is that
Dixon?
SketchUp? Is that SketchUp still free?
SketchUp, yes.
Yes,
If you
SketchUp
can't-
is
And I
free.
thought Google took it over and then it started charging.
Well,
I don't
Google
remember.
sold it. Yeah, Google sold it to another company, but
But it's still
if
free.
you look on, yeah, it's
Wow.
still free. But if you look on Jay Bates' training videos for SketchUp, he's got a link to like one of the original SketchUp programs
Yeah, that's the one
where
I
it doesn't
got.
have all the extra crap in it.
And it's online now. You can't download it to your computer. It's
Yeah,
online.
that's why you want to get Jay Bates's
Right.
copy of it.
It's a 30-day trial, and then they charge you.
But I don't use that SketchUp a lot. But if I've got somebody wanting something built that needs to be a specific size, I like to go in there and do that to get my measurements right.
Yep, there
Right.
you go. Then you could do a material cut list and stuff on it. Yeah. Nice.
Al,
Well, I do CNC 3D printing, scroll saw, and then graphics work, of course, and video recording videos and stuff. I use Camtasia to do my video recording. I purchased Camtasia back 3 years ago or so, and it's an older version. And then at work, I have a newer version, and I've been thinking about, I think it's $150 of re-upping Camtasia to do, basically to have the same features I have at work. But I recommend Camtasia because it's boom, 150, you're done. You don't have to pay a recurring fee or
Right.
get and you get the features that are comparable with other subscription services. Go back to CNC. Xcarve is what I have, which is, we were talking about the belts and stuff, which you guys know. Easel is online and it's free, and it's gotten way better. I'm not that crazy about it. I can use Fusion 360 and then export the I guess it's the Gerbil for it, and run the Xcarve that way. I have taken Fusion 360 and used it for 3D printing and done modifications and adjustments in it, because you can take an existing STL file, bring it into Fusion, change it over to where you can then model it and stuff and do some neat things with it, and also use it to output the tool paths for the CNC, so I can do 3D printing and CNC with it. Again, it's really got a high learning curve. It's really, but I've been doing AutoCAD since the 80s, so I'm kind of used to being in that 3D space.
Dag, you've been doing that since I had hair.
Yeah. Since you Fusion 360 is $495 a year, or a free download for the hobbyist, because I'm an educator. I get the full-blown version, because I don't sell the stuff that I make anyway. I just do it as a hobby. It's all for fun. At least that stuff anyway. There is one thing for 3D printing that I have found recently, and that's called Slicer. It's an STL being the file that you use to 3D print, cutter. You can cut it down. Like, for instance, I had a bunch of, I don't know if you can see them, but a bunch of these things here, and I needed just one, and there was like 8 of them. So I took this program called Slicer, or Slick 3D ER, and you can cut your STL like right down this way, and then all you got is this to output, and then you don't have to worry about all this stuff, because when you import it into Cura, it's all one package, and you can't take it apart. But so that's that's kind of what I've been using. I used a Carbide Create with the Xcarve, and back then it didn't have all the features, because I was using Fusion that I was kind of used to. But it was a good program back then, and that was, I think, a couple of years ago. But and then of course Corel Draw. And thanks to Russ again for introducing us to Corel Draw and helping us along with how to use it and stuff. And I learned a lot from you, from watching you. Actually, been using Corel for a long time, but haven't used it in a while. But since Corel,
another thing that we mentioned about when we were talking about a Premiere Pro on YouTube, Corel Draw is the same way. Just type in Corel Draw tutorials into YouTube, and there are literally thousands of tutorials and on there on how to use it.
Blender's the same way. You
Yeah.
type in Blender is.
I want to tell you, I mean, sometimes YouTube has its little quirks, and they can be a pain in the butt as far as some of their how you want to put it, their rules and regulations. But anyway, overall, yeah, if you want to learn to do something, go to YouTube. I'll give you a good example, which is totally off the subject of what we have. Is I let my Yamaha 150 outboard 2-cycle sit for a little longer than I should have, and some of the fuel injectors got stuck. I called a guy to work on it because it had a couple other problems. Well, it actually had, the problem was the fuel injectors, and I didn't realize it, but it had a couple of other problems too. And the guy, I think I knew more than the guy did that come up to work on it, to be honest with you. I ended up having to pay him $200 for what he did, but I was almost going to sit there and argue with him. But to be honest with you, I just wanted him out of my yard. But anyway, but he did a few things on, he replaced the water pump and a couple other things. But come to find out, it has 6-cylinder, 3 of the injectors were stuck. So I was sitting there going, like, he was telling me it's going to be like $300 or $400 to have them cleaned and blah, blah, blah. We got to send them off and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm not an idiot. I know about outboards. I called him because I was in a problem I couldn't fix. And while he was there, I just said, go ahead and put a new water pump in it. It's not that big of a deal. So that's the only reason he was there to begin with. And he helped me learn, or lead me to where we found out it was the injector. So I said, it ain't that big of a deal. So I go on YouTube and I put in how to clean outboard motor injectors. And I started watching through, and all of a sudden I stumbled across this guy looked real interesting. And he goes, look, I'm going to be out here today and I'm going to show you how you can clean your injectors on your outboard motor with a 9-volt battery and a can of carburetor cleaner. And I went like, really? So he put gator clips on his 9-volt battery and he hooked it to the injector. And when he had touched it with the injector, you could hear it opening and closing. You could hear it just as perfect as it could be. And then he went to the next one. It wouldn't do it. So he kept on spraying carburetor cleaner, working with it, trying to open and close it. After about 4 or 5 minutes, that sucker started going click, 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 open and closing. Me and my son cleaned all 3 of those injectors in about 25 minutes. And this guy wanted $300 or $400 a piece to clean them, and put them back in the motor, turned the key, and the sucker fired off the first time.
Nice.
All right, nice. I got a question that's going to throw us off a little bit. Can you take those things and throw them in like an ultrasonic cleaner full of warm carburetor cleaner, and it won't mess them up, or will it screw up the seals and stuff on them?
It might screw up the seals and stuff.
I think you could if you don't put them in too long, because then they'll start etching the needles and stuff. But I think you could for 2 or 3 minutes. I think you could put them in simple green, and then you'd have to flush them out with carburetor stuff to get.
But why not just do what I did for a few minutes? You just keep putting that carburetor cleaner.
If they really got jammed.
I mean, it works so perfect. I sit there and said, "Holy crap! This guy wanted $300 or $400 a piece for
to
clean them."
Those things are expensive.
With a 9-volt battery and a can of carburetor, and you know what? The sucker's they're still just perfect.
I go into a plant that makes those things for this company that makes really big yellow machinery with tracks on it and stuff.
I know,
and the guys will test them, and they'll look, and if they don't hear them clicking, they'll go and then he'll hold it up to his ear. That was good.
They are pretty big injectors though for them machines.
Some of them were for the smaller diesels though.
It's a simple little valve that opens and closes,
solenoid valve,
and just puts a little squirt of gasoline in the cylinder. That's all.
I
if you
bet
want to clean them
YouTube is.
really well, stick 110 volts on them.
No, yeah.
I bet
No.
you
Oh my
YouTube
gosh.
is the bane of a lot of mechanics' existence.
You'll let the smoke
yeah.
out of the chips. You don't want to let the smoke out of the chips.
Yeah.
No, God,
Uh,
For
no.
real.
Well, then-
Back to I do want to go back to touch base with what Al. One of my cameras over the years that I purchased came with Camtasia Studio, and this we're talking about probably 6 or 8 years ago. But anyway, whenever it first came out, and I used that free or I got it free because I bought the camera. But anyway, and I used that for a while, and I like Camtasia. You know, Camtasia, actually Corel Video Studio Pro, and I think Sony, and there's one other one that out there. If you take all three of them and put them together on one board, they're almost exactly the same.
Mhm.
Even their timelines, their look and everything's almost exactly the same. Even actually, even now, the advantage you have with Adobe Premiere Pro is that you can actually edit on your left screen and insert it in. Like if I have a long 5-minute video, but I only want like 30 seconds out of it,
Yeah.
I can edit that in the left screen and insert it into my video that I'm creating down on the right screen. So that's kind of a nice thing.
See, with Camtasia, you bring it in and then you edit it, and it's there.
Yeah.
Because in essence, what you're doing is you're shortening it or cutting pieces out, which actually shorten it in between too.
Yeah.
yeah, movie
But
makers like that.
yeah, I used Camtasia Studio for a while with that camera, and it was really good. But yeah, a lot of free software out there that we've given y'all tonight. Al's been typing his little fingers raw, putting links out there for y'all guys. So I appreciate you, Al. Really, I mean, he put Slicer out there, SketchUp, all that stuff is out there. I did one. I did Audacity.
Audacity, yeah.
Audacity's
I got
got-
Audacity on there. So
Hey guys,
Yeah.
if you are a Tinkercad head, look at Thingiverse for models and stuff, because you can take the model and tear it apart and modify it with Tinkercad.
Dixon
Yeah.
Dixon mentioned software the other day, or a website. Dixon, what was it? To find STLs, and it'll search
Oh, if
all
you-
the different STL.
Oh, that's
yeah.
nice. What
If
is it?
you want
Yeah.
if you don't want to do any CAD drawing, you go to designbundle.net. Let's say you want to make ornaments. You could, for $3, they'll give you like 4,000 ornaments and ready to cut on a laser. I mean, it can't get any easier.
yeah, but
Or
this was something that would find. It was like a search engine for STLs.
Yes.
Oh, one trick that a lot of people don't know about 3D printing is you can go. You talk about McMaster Car.
No,
You can go to
and
McMaster Car and download everything on there, like
Yeah.
a light fixture, and actually
Yeah.
3D print
Oh
it.
yeah, that's an awesome.
Anything.
That's an awesome source. But that's
Yeah.
not it. It was one that you type into, say with what you want. Because remember, we were talking about the
Yeah, I know
little
what you're
board.
talking about. I remember that too, Al.
Yeah. And somebody suggested it to me about a month ago. Hey, why don't you search for it in
Oh, things.
Thanks? Yes, that's it.
Things.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like,
Yes, that's it.
like Cults 3D, Things, and Thingiverse. But
Yes.
Things will let you
Yep.
do an augment reality where you can spin it around and everything.
Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
I thought it was a website you went to that would search all the different repositories.
Yes, that's Things.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
Things.
and then come up with it. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Things
you
will.
mentioned McMasters. If you're wanting, let's say you're wanting to do a diorama. I don't know how many people out there do dioramas and stuff, but you
Yeah.
could go get like a light fixture, like you said a
Yes.
second ago,
Yes.
off of McMasters, shrink it, scale it to the scale you want,
Yep.
and print it or
Yep.
cut
Any
it or whatever.
gear,
Yeah,
any gear or sprocket or anything. Why reinvent it and draw it in CAD? I can go to McMaster Car and get the exact size I need, download it, and 3D print it.
Let me see if I can find McMaster car.
That's what you did with your trailer hitch on your trailer, wasn't it?
Yes, the hitch part. That's what I mentioned to you guys a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That hitch part. Why draw that up? I had to do some things in Tinkercad, but look at that. I mean, it's perfect. I drew it up and look at everything works on it. That's a
There it
hitch from McMaster Car. And then,
Oh, no kid. I thought you drew that.
well, I had to do some custom parts to scale it and make
Yeah,
it
but
fit, and I
still,
put a
man.
hole in it. But I tell
He
everybody,
thinks he's cheating. It's not cheating.
I
It's
tell
another
everybody,
tool.
why reinvent the wheel? It's
Yeah,
all
it's
out
another
there. Just
tool.
get it and chop and cut. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And if you look on YouTube, and this could be a whole show in itself on how to take an STL that's already done, import it into, in my case, Fusion, convert it over, from the shape it's in. And I don't know. I'm not trying to be an expert as to what I'm saying, but it unbundles the polygons. Then you're
Yes.
able to edit it to
In
whatever you
Fusion,
want.
you could take this tire, bring it into Fusion,
Yeah.
and make it so it will laser cut it in laser,
Yes.
and stack it up and glue it, and you'll have the same thing out of wood.
Yes.
I mean,
No
it's all out there. There's so
Yeah.
much you can do.
I posted the link for things out there too for 3D.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Yep, I got that.
I
one there.
actually need
Yep.
to. I actually need to bookmark that one because that one points to pretty much everything else.
Yes.
Yes.
Make it easier.
Yes. They were the
Exactly.
Cadillac that came out.
Yeah,
now.
it pulls from off of Thingiverse and all the other places too.
Yes, it picks them, and then it lets you look at them 3-dimensional and spin them around and everything. That software, virtual.
Jerry Brown made a good point. Well, he says everything seems to get better. He says even, for instance, the cameras that we're using now compared to when I first started out my show, were like blurry and dull and everything. And look how crystal clear we are now. So he's right. Things seems to get better. Jeff Walsma over on Facebook said computers and I don't get along. Yeah.
Hello, Jeff.
You take your phone and you order a rocking chair nowadays with these phones. You order a rocking chair from Amazon, and you can take your phone and hold it up where you're going to set it in your room, and it's there. You know what it looks like before you order it. You can virtually put it right in your room. I would move the rocking chair around and ask the wife where she wanted it, and it's right there.
Yeah. They've got they got a new program now that I was looking at the other day on for Apple iPhones that you can walk up to a stack of concrete blocks and you take a picture of it and it'll tell you how many blocks.
Yes.
It'll count them.
Yep.
That's cool.
Same thing with pipes. Let's say you have a bundle of inch and a half PVC pipes. You can take a picture of it and it'll count and tell you how many pipes is in that bundle. So they've come a long. Well, I mean, the FBI and all the other places have the facial recognition software. So wherever you go, they can tell who you are. So we all know that.
License plate.
Crazy.
They're coming to get you. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. Hey, they can have my fat ass as long as they feed me. I don't care.
That's what I figure. If they want to follow me, if they think my life is that exciting,
You'll give them a tour of the basement, right, Paul?
That's right.
You're good
The only
practice.
thing that they could possibly get me for is I've made some really, really bad comments about certain people and the ultimate the ultimate high place of the USA. But now here's the thing. I said it to people that I know. I would never in a million years say it online like this because I know damn good and well.
We are online.
I'm talking
about. I know what would happen if I said that, but
all the nasty stuff you said last week, Nancy made you apologize.
Yeah, the Nancy.
I know. Well, she just said that you were saying hell this and damn that, and I was like,
your cell phone's listening to you, right?
Oh yeah. But I told her, I said I didn't say any bad words. I just was like hell damn, and she says, yeah, but that's a little, don't you think that's a little much? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. So
just
I just thought you were drinking or something.
I was also, it was New Year's and I was partying all night till the cows come home. So
that's
nice.
So I wasn't feeling
we couldn't.
Funny you should mention that.
Why do you say it's funny? I should mention that.
Well, because we kind of figured that's what it was.
It was.
Either that or pain medicine.
We couldn't tell.
No.
Yeah.
Normal
It was-
Saturday night, as far as I know.
Hey, I was going to
Yeah.
say it was New Year's and I was having a good time. Now, I will tell you this much: when I woke up Sunday, I wasn't feeling too good.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Dutchman's Wood Shack says his cell phone is possessed.
Oh yeah, there is no doubt in my mind that they know
Yeah.
and can listen. Now, one thing that I will tell you that is good about the Apple phone, okay, it's so well encrypted that the government can't get into it. Okay,
It
The
doesn't
reason I know
actually
this-
have a back door.
Apple has a back door, but I don't think the government does because they've
The
taken Apple
government
to
has
court.
a back door.
I
for
said they've taken them to court
everybody.
3 or 4 times trying to force Apple to give them their software or whatever so they could get into the phone.
But they got into it anyway, didn't they?
Yep.
Well, no.
No,
Oops.
that not
Yes,
the
they
phone.
did.
It's another
No, they
whole show.
didn't.
Not the phone, but they got a backdoor for Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. The cables are all connected to anybody. They can get anything on any time. Not your
Yeah.
phone, but they can listen in all day
And
long.
since
anytime.
I'll tell you, since in 1984, when the government made AT&T divest itself,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
and it
1984.
allowed access to any other company to use AT&T's services, there's a place in the central office where any company or anybody that's authorized to be in there can go in and tap into anything they want to tap into.
Yes.
And
No,
it
but they
all
can't-
came about with
the
divestiture.
Apple
with divestiture.
Apple won the loss. The Apple won the. I won't say it's a lawsuit, but Apple won that the government they did not have to furnish them with a way to get into. I'm talking about actually encrypt.
Right.
Like if you've got encrypted data, Apple won that lawsuit. But like Dixon said, they can hear everything you're doing anyway. So what's the
Right.
difference?
Right,
Well,
and all
and,
the,
the,
connect,
and the
all
cell
your
phone
connections.
companies keep that information for a given period of time.
Yes.
And
They have such powerful computers; they can do it live
yeah.
right now to anybody.
And
there's
lots
no
of cheap
privacy,
storage.
but who cares? If you haven't got anything
Right.
to hide, who cares?
Right? Who
Right.
cares?
James Parker said, Russ, if you'll send me an email with your address, I'll send you a thumbs up. Okay, real quick. He's probably going to scroll me a thumbs up like
Oh,
got
yes,
it.
yes.
He's like a scroll
Exactly.
saw monster.
Russ, what do you got there?
Yeah.
That looks like an X-wing. Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that!
Al, you missed it. He
Awesome.
was showing that off before you even got here.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
That is
Well,
not
maybe
what I
like-
thought it was.
My little
I thought
X-Wing
Russ was
fighter.
feeling some pain.
And then this is my little TIE fighter.
Oh
Yep.
wait, no. Is this an X-wing?
Yes, that's an
Yeah.
X-Wing.
Yeah.
That's just 3D printed.
Okay.
Damn
It's
truck.
an
Yeah,
I-wing
your
right
wings are
now.
closed. His are
Yeah,
open.
this is laser cut out of 1/8" Baltic birch.
Yes.
And then this
Very
is a
good.
TIE fighter
Fly.
cut out of 1/8"
Very
Baltic
good.
birch. So, all right, and just real quick, this is some of the stuff I've been doing. I posted some of this stuff on Facebook. I was making these.
This
God
is an
bless.
octopus.
Yeah. God bless 2022. For those of you want to, how you like my little, I gnomed into 2022. Like
This
that.
is a Kilroy solid gold coin.
It's
My-
unknown. It's
Mighty
unknown,
gnome.
Russ.
I
That's cute.
gnomed into 2022. You get it? I gnomed into 2022.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then for Valentine's,
Oh. What is it?
together
Forever
forever.
Saw that on Instagram
Aw.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Those
It says-
buries you in the yard.
are you going to
I
give
hope
that to
that's for
Nancy?
Nancy.
Are you going to give it to
Huh?
Nancy? Are you going to
Al.
give that to
If
Nancy?
Both
I
of
am,
us
I
at
might
the
not be
same time,
stupid
Al.
enough to say here, and she's in there listening to me.
Well, that's what I was asking. So, Nancy, you got
Man.
something else coming.
If you can't
Nice.
see here, let me make myself big.
It's a little red.
So that's the one you're going to give Nancy.
Hello?
There
Russ
we go. That's
and
pretty
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Sign within a sign. I used to make them. Them are cool.
Signs everywhere.
Yeah,
Signs.
it says Russ and Nancy, and then love, and then you.
Aw, very good. Very good.
You gonna send that
Was
to Nancy in the
cut-
mail as a
was that cut on the
surprise?
laser, Russ?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
You're gonna
Paul. Go
send
ahead.
me one of them?
Was that cut on the laser, Russ? Also.
Yes.
Good.
Originally, I will tell you this much. Originally, I made one of these. Hold on a second.
Got to get some moonshine.
Yeah, my sinuses, my post nasal drip. Anyway, this was originally a scroll saw pattern.
Yeah.
That would be tough to
that's
scroll
why-
a skull.
Now I said that's the reason I said it's very, very, very easy to convert a scroll saw pattern into a laser pattern.
Yeah.
But when I originally cut this, I just wanted to see if the laser, what it would look like, and it looks identical to the one I made with the scroll saw. So
You actually
was just-
cut that size with a scroll saw? Because them are small letters in the middle.
yes, I can cut
Them
that
are
size
so
with a scroll
little.
saw.
You're,
I can
you're
cut that
talking
with
to
a
a professional.
I can cut that with a scroll saw without any problem. I can go smaller than that.
There
I
you
don't.
go.
I don't believe you. Make me 3 of them.
There's a professional right there.
In fact, it'd be easier to make 3 than it would be to make 1.
Yes,
it would, wouldn't it?
stack cut them.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
stack them. Yeah.
That one I can make that on a scroll saw.
Dixon, you said you asked
Or
if he
that
was
little
going
curly
to send
though
you.
would be kind of
The
touchy
little
there.
curlies you have to be very, very
Yeah.
careful with because
Yeah.
those
All
get
right,
very,
Jim.
very thin.
Yeah.
What's that, Jim?
Dick, you asked Russ if he was going to send you one of those "I love you" things, and I think
Yeah.
he's probably going to send you that when you send everybody out the plans for that flashlight. that you
Flashlight.
made.
I told you it's right on. It's on Thingiverse.
But
It's
you
on
were going to
Thingiverse.
send it to us. You were going to do personal service.
Did you upload it? Is that yours?
It's on Thingiverse.
All
just-
right.
I just
This
customized
is Paul.
Real
That's
quick,
how
we're
much
fixing
you
to
consider
sign off
us,
here.
friend.
Thank you, Aussie Man. Can you paint the sides black on the scroll saw? LOL. The Dutchman Wood Shack, Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking. Leonard Davis has been out there. Thank you, Leonard Davis. Aussie Man, James Parker. Just going back for a few. I'm not going to mention everybody, and I'm sorry if I miss your name. Leonard Davis, I already think. Chris Nealon's been out there. Thank you, Chris Nealon. I appreciate you being out there also. Hold on just one second. Something dinged over here. I'm trying to figure out what's.
Something dings.
Jim Dockrell. I missed him. Jim Dockrell's been out there. Hi, Jim.
Yeah, his internet's going in and out on him.
He really probably because it's snowing
Yeah.
up there. I mean, how about that crap in Kentucky? They had people stuck for
Oh, I
24
know.
hours in their cars.
Same up
Wow.
in Virginia.
Virginia
Jerry
too, yeah.
Brown, and thank you, Jerry Brown, for being on tonight. Hadn't seen you in a while. Hey, you know, you were on the show years ago. I'd like to have you back on the show if you're still listening, Jerry. So just let me
I've
know
got a
if you're
ton of
interested.
epoxy questions to ask him.
Yeah, I'd like to have him back on the show. Actually, if in case you're not listening, I'll send you a private message over on Facebook.
He's my
and
epoxy hero.
So he says he has, Jerry Brown also said he has 3 computers just for the shop and added a new one for the 3D printer and Cricut. Yeah, he's got a Cricut. I got a Cricut. My wife took it over. Jeff Walsma, who was over on Facebook, has been out there. Thank you, Jeff. I'm sorry if I missed anybody that's out there. I think I said Leonard Davis, Jerry Brown. Portal Woodworks was out there. I missed him.
Yeah,
David. Yep. Thank you for being out there, David. I appreciate it. Portal Woodworks. Just going back through. Thank you all for watching tonight. I appreciate it so very, 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 very much. But yeah, some good information tonight. We gave you a lot of links that will be there in the chat. Now, there's one thing that people don't realize. Once this video posts, it takes almost 24 hours. I've seen it do it quicker, but it takes almost 24 hours before the actual chat will show up beside the video.
Yeah.
I've seen
Really?
it do it as little as, yeah, I've seen it do it as little as 3 or 4 hours. But as a general rule, like if we close this out and it saves to YouTube tonight, you won't see the chat until tomorrow when it finally goes in where you can see it. It's not an instantaneous thing, not unless they've changed. It used to be that way because people were saying, I went back to watch your show, but the chat wasn't there. And I said, that's because you have to wait almost like 24 hours for the chat to show up. So, but yeah, so if you want those links that we posted to go back through the chat, and I'll try my best. I am not good at this because we've got some things we've got to do tomorrow. My wife's got to have tires on her car really, really bad, and we've got an appointment. We order them through Sam's Club because they were like $600 cheaper through Sam's Club. Yeah, $600 cheaper by ordering through Sam's Club. So now we had to order them, and it's taken like 3 weeks for them to get here, but they're finally here, and they called us. So we have an appointment tomorrow to put new tires on her car. But anyway, so we're going to be busy, but I'll try to put some of those links in the information section of this video later on. But yeah, other than that, some good information. Looking forward to getting some guests. So Jerry Brown, I want you on next week, dude. I don't want no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
No pressure, Jerry. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Hey, Dutchman's,
No pressure
Russ,
whatsoever.
Dutchman's Wood Shack said he would love to come back on also.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, we can arrange that. Yes.
There you go.
We
Been
can
great to
definitely
have
arrange
you.
that.
Quick.
All right,
tips.
guys, listen, it's time to cut off of here. We've been on here for an hour and 31 minutes, 12 seconds. I appreciate you watching so very, very much. Listen, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. And before I sing, I just want you to know one thing. There is a guy that's copying, and he's a captain, fishing captain, and he's on the news program, and he says, if you're too darn busy to get out and go fishing, you're just too darn busy. And I'm thinking, like, I've been saying that for years, dude. You stole my line.
Dirtbag. What a dirtbag.
Stole my line. So
Yeah.
I'm actually going to send those. I'm going to send
Russ. That's what you're
something
talking
to the news. It was Channel 13 Fox. I'm going to send something to them saying, hey, y'all stole my line. I've been saying that for years, and I got proof it's on YouTube.
Yep.
So
Copyright.
anyway, but yeah, you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust. You're just too darn busy. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Thank you for watching, and God bless. Thank you so very much. Oh, one more thing.
Remember, you don't have to go home. But you can't
Hold on.
stay here.
Oh, just hold it. You can say it again.
He stole your thunder.
He won't steal my song because unless he says, just give me fish, lots of fish.
Yeah, give me fish.
Yeah, he won't steal my song. All right, Chris, go ahead and do it again.
Remember, boys and girls, you don't have to go home, but you can
Live
stay
long and prosper. What Chris said. Wait,
Russ,
wait,
you gotta
Chris,
pull the trigger.
What
You
he
can't stay
said.
here. You got to go home, get away. See you later.
Someone